You are not meant to merely exist, you are meant to triumph. You are not here to wander through life aimlessly, waiting for fate to throw you a crumb of opportunity. You are here to conquer, to create, and to condition yourself into the type of person who does not chase success, but attracts it as naturally as a flame draws moths in the dark. Success is not an accident. It is not something reserved for the lucky or the well-connected. Success is a habit. And like any habit, it can be formed, sharpened, and made unbreakable. The moment you stop treating success like a lottery ticket and start treating it like a lifestyle, you will become unstoppable. The great tragedy is not that people aim too high and miss, but that they aim too low and hit. They live in fear of risk, of ridicule, of rejection, and yet they never fear the most dangerous outcome of all, a life unlived, a potential unrealized. I have studied the most powerful, the most prosperous, the most driven individuals of our age, and I will tell you now what separates them from the average man. It is not intelligence, nor luck, nor background. It is the simple, unwavering discipline of habitual success. You see, every great achievement begins with a decision to no longer live on autopilot. A decision to master your mind, your time, your energy, and above all, your habits. You are what you do repeatedly. Therefore, if you wish to become successful, you must train yourself to think, feel, and act as successful men do daily. Let me tell you something that will change your life forever. Your mind is the only real estate where success begins. If your thinking is sloppy, your habits will follow. If your beliefs are weak, your actions will falter. If your identity is shaped by doubt and limitation, you will always play a smaller game than you were designed for. So I ask you now, what habits rule your day? What thoughts dominate your mornings? What rituals dictate your destiny? A man cannot rise above the patterns he practices in private. The truth of your success lies not in your vision board or in your dreams, but in the discipline of your daily life. What you do when no one is watching, that is your true self. And that self must be trained like a warrior, not pampered like a child. Do not confuse intensity with consistency. Many people can be motivated for a day. They wake up early once, write down their goals once, post about ambition on a Sunday night, but the moment discomfort arrives, they crumble. That is not success. That is performance. And performance fades. But discipline endures. Discipline turns into routine. Routine turns into momentum, and momentum turns into destiny. If you wish to have what few possess, you must become what few are willing to become. That means doing the work when it's boring, showing up when it's hard, continuing when it's thankless. Your reward is not applause. Your reward is transformation. Successful men do not wait to feel ready. They act, they move, they create readiness through repetition. The habit of movement, the habit of decision, the habit of execution, these are the bricks from which the mansion of success is built. I will tell you now what the world will not. Motivation is fleeting, but habit is forever. Habits sculpt your future silently. While others waste energy on short-lived excitement, the successful are building systems, forging routines, and installing mental software that runs whether they feel like it or not. And herein lies your opportunity. If you can control your habits, you can control your results. Period. Let me give you a rule that every self-made success lives by. You will never rise higher than your standards. Not the standards you speak about, but the ones you enforce, the ones you live by. If your standards say, I will only work when I'm inspired, you've already failed. But if your standard says, I act regardless of how I feel, you've already won. Because you have become a man of action, and that is a rare breed indeed. The man who gets what he wants in life is not always the most talented, but he is always the most disciplined. And discipline is not restriction. Discipline is freedom. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from failure. Freedom from regret. Success begins the moment you decide that your future matters more than your feelings. Your habits must reflect that decision. Wake up with purpose, not by chance. Prepare your mind as a soldier prepares for battle, not with fear, but with precision. The first habit of the successful is intentionality. They do not leave their days to chance. They design them with clarity, commitment, and conviction. If you leave your schedule to the mercy of circumstance, then do not be surprised when your life becomes a storm of distraction. If you allow your mind to be shaped by the news, the noise, and the opinions of the uninspired, then do not cry out when you are pulled into mediocrity. Guard your mornings like a fortress. Make success the first voice you hear each day. Whether through affirmations, meditation, or study, feed your mind before the world feeds on your attention. The successful man is obsessed not with perfection, but with progress. He does not count the number of wins. He counts the number of reps. He understands that excellence is a result, not a mood. He is not seduced by the applause of others, because his internal scorecard matters more than public approval. That is another habit you must build. Internal validation. Stop asking the world for permission to be great. Stop measuring your worth by how many likes or retweets you receive. Success is quiet. It is built in silence and revealed through results. Let me be clear. You will never be rewarded for what you know. You will be rewarded for what you do. The world does not care how many books you've read if your life remains unchanged. Knowledge is only power when it is applied. That's why you must make the application of wisdom your obsession. When you study a principle, use it. When you learn a tactic, apply it. When you uncover a flaw in your thinking, correct it immediately. This is the habit of relentless action. You will not think your way to greatness. You will act your way there. And what of failure? Let me speak plainly. Failure is your ally. It is your feedback loop. It is the mirror that shows you what needs refinement. The unsuccessful man fears failure, avoids it, hides from it. But the successful man invites it. He understands that every setback is a setup for growth. Every mistake is a mentor in disguise. Do not curse the hard days. Do not flee from discomfort. These are the proving grounds where habits are tested and character is forged. And understand this, success is not a destination. It is a rhythm, a frequency, a habit. You do not reach it once and then coast. Number, you become it. You make success your baseline, not your finish line. Every action you take is a vote for the man you are becoming. Every morning that you rise early, every goal you pursue relentlessly, every task you complete when no one is watching, you are casting votes for your future self. Eventually the scales tip. Your identity changes. What once felt difficult becomes natural. What once felt forced becomes effortless. This is the power of compounding character. And it is available to you now, not tomorrow, not when life gets easier, not when you feel motivated, but now. All change begins with ownership. Do not wait for a perfect time. There is none. The time is now. The responsibility is yours. So ask yourself with absolute honesty, are your habits building the man you want to become, or are they burying him? If the answer is uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is your alarm clock. It is your invitation to rise. And rise you must. Not for applause, not for vanity, but because you owe it to the man you were born to become. You were not put on this earth to settle. You were not born to live in fear, in doubt, or in mediocrity. You were born to lead, to rise, to dominate your field, not because it is easy, but because it is your duty to master your gifts. You must make success your habit, not your hope. You must become the kind of man who demands excellence not as an achievement, but as a standard. And that transformation begins today. Let us press further into the truth. Success is not an event. It is a personality, a mindset, a way of life. And once you understand this, you stop chasing success like a man chases shadows. Instead, you embody it, you breathe it, you become it. You do not get successful, you grow successful. You do not wish it, you weave it into every fiber of your being. And how do you do that? through habits, daily, intentional, unstoppable habits. Everything you now have or lack is the result of your past habits. If you want new results, you need new rituals. No exception. The man who wants to earn more must first become more. And to become more, he must behave differently. He must replace the habits of passivity with the discipline of performance. Let me ask you, what are you practicing every day without even realizing it? Procrastination? Distraction? Excuses? Because whether or not you are aware, you are always in training. The only question is, what are you training for? Weakness or strength? Greatness or regret? If you do not deliberately choose your habits will be chosen for you by your emotions, your environment, your past, and the mediocrity of those around you. That is why successful people audit their lives ruthlessly. They do not tolerate what does not serve their higher vision. They are not casual with their time. They are not lazy with their thoughts. And they are not reckless with their energy. Listen to me closely. Your environment must reflect your goals. You cannot build the life of a lion while living in the comfort zone of sheep. You must align your space, your relationships, your inputs, everything with the outcomes you desire. Your phone should serve your growth, not your addiction. Your calendar should reflect your values, not your distractions. Your circle should challenge you, not coddle you. If those around you are not helping you rise, they are holding you back. There is no neutral. You do not owe anyone your mediocrity. You owe the world your excellence. Let me give you a law that no man escapes. You will never outperform your identity for long. This means you must become the person who deserves what you seek. It is not enough to want success. You must be worthy of it. And worthiness is not built through hope. It is built through habitual integrity. When you say you will do something, do it. When you set a goal, honor it. When you speak your vision, live it, because every broken promise to yourself becomes a crack in the foundation of your belief. But every fulfilled commitment, no matter how small, becomes a brick, solid, dependable, forming the structure of an unshakable man. You will only grow to the level you trust yourself. That is why discipline is not just a habit, it is identity armor. It protects your mission. It reinforces your standard. It tells the world, I am a man who means what he says. Success loves speed, but more than that, success rewards consistency. And that consistency must come from a sense of inner duty, not for likes, not for approval, not for attention, but because you owe yourself the best. Let me tell you something most men avoid. Success is boring. Yes, once you strip away the hype, the glamour, the noise, success is found in repetition, simplicity, doing the same small things right every single day. The average man seeks excitement. The successful man seeks efficiency. He understands that progress comes not from novelty, but from mastery. You cannot chase 10 rabbits and expect to catch one. Focus is your friend. Distraction is your enemy. Simplify your process. Eliminate what is not essential. Execute with deadly precision. Success is not about having more plates spinning. It is about spinning the right one with relentless excellence. And do not fall into the illusion that success is some distant peak you climb only once number. It is a summit you must protect every day. Complacency is the silent killer of greatness. The moment you believe you've made it, you begin to decline. That's why the truly great never stop building. They never stop sharpening. They never stop winning the day. They understand that success is not built in the spotlight. It is built in the dark, in the hours no one sees, in the decisions no one applauds. Let me remind you, private discipline leads to public power. If you want the world to see your greatness, you must first prove it in silence. There will be days when the results are invisible, when the progress is slow, when the world doesn't notice your effort. Good. That's your advantage. Because most men quit there, but you will not. You will persist. You will push. You will repeat. Because that's who you are now. You are no longer the man who starts strong but fades. You are not the man who waits for motivation to act. You are the man who moves regardless, who builds momentum through habit, who becomes the very embodiment of discipline, resilience, and certainty. And here's the truth most ignore. You will become addicted to discipline, yes, addicted. Because when you see the results stack, when your identity upgrades, when success begins to flow, nothing feels better. It becomes your fuel, your fire, your habitual state. Others may mock your standards. They may say you're too intense, too rigid, too focused. Let them, because while they sleep in, you arise. While they quit, you will endure. While they wish, you will win. And not by accident, but because you designed it. Make no mistake, life will test you. You will be tempted to take shortcuts. You will feel the pull of comfort, of pleasure, of quitting. But that's the exact moment where winners are separated from wishers. The man who makes success his habit does not flinch in the fire. He uses it. Discomfort becomes his ally. Resistance becomes his signal. Pain becomes his reminder. I am growing. He does not pray for an easier path. He prays for stronger shoulders because he understands that greatness is earned, not granted. And the price? Daily discipline, ruthless focus, radical responsibility. Let me give you a truth you must write into your mind like scripture. Easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life. The more discipline you embrace now, the more freedom you unlock later. Financial freedom, mental freedom, emotional freedom. But it starts with habitual excellence. Not once, not sometimes, always. And what about belief? You may say, but I struggle to believe I can become that man. My answer, act as if you already are. Behavior shapes belief. Action creates identity. Do not wait to feel worthy. Act worthy, and worthiness will follow. Every time you show up, every time you follow through, every time you ignore the voice that says you can't, you are casting a vote for the man you want to be. Eventually, that vote becomes your truth, your identity, your default. And when that happens, success is no longer a pursuit, it is a reflection. A reflection of who you have become. A reflection of the man who once decided, I will not live below my potential. I will not settle. I will rise, and I will make that rise a habit. Now let me remind you of the most powerful truth of all. You are always one habit away from a completely different life. That habit might be waking up earlier, saying no to distractions, writing your goals, tracking your time, replacing excuses with execution. It does not have to be flashy, it just has to be non-negotiable. Because once that habit is locked in, success is no longer a goal, it is a guarantee. So the question is, no longer can I succeed. That question is dead. The only question now is, will I build the habits that force success to follow me? Will I become the man who lives with purpose, who walks with discipline, who commands his destiny not by luck but by law? Because that man is in you, right now, waiting to be unleashed. And it begins with one small act of defiance against mediocrity. One small victory, one small habit. Done with consistency, done with intensity, done with absolute belief that your time is now. You don't get what you want, you get what you repeat. Repetition is not a burden, it is your secret weapon. The man who repeats with intention is a man who rewires his destiny. You see, the subconscious mind does not obey what you wish. It obeys what you do consistently. It is not moved by excitement, it is moved by rhythm, by frequency, by pattern. And once it detects that you are serious, truly serious, it will begin to align your thoughts, your energy, your outcomes in your favor. That is when success becomes inevitable. You may have started as an ordinary man, but you no longer think as one. You no longer act as one. Because ordinary men look for ease. You seek excellence. Ordinary men look for comfort. You embrace challenge. Ordinary men wait for opportunity. You create it. You are now the architect of your reality. And the bricks you lay each day are your habits. But let me speak directly to the storm inside you, the doubt, the fear, the voice that says, I'm not ready, I'm not capable, it's too late. That voice is a liar. That voice is the last echo of your former self. And the only way to silence it is through relentless execution, not by arguing, not by overthinking, but by outworking it. Because when your results speak, doubt cannot. And when your habits are forged in fire, when they are built through pain, forged in resistance, sculpted through failure, they become unbreakable. This is not just about money, not just about recognition. This is about mastery, the mastery of self. Because the highest form of success is not conquering the world, it is conquering yourself. Your laziness, your distractions, your procrastination, your excuses. When you learn to say no to the parts of you that want to remain small, you gain the right to say yes to the life you were meant for. That is what true power is. It is not loud, it is not boastful. It does not seek applause. It is quiet, calm, certain. It is found in the man who wakes up early, not to impress, but because he has work to do. It is found in the man who practices when no one is watching, who prepares while others sleep, who studies while others party. It is found in the man who honors his word, who leads himself first, who doesn't just talk discipline, he breathes it. And because of that, he wins. You must understand something eternal. You are not in competition with other men. You are in competition with your former self. Every day you either evolve or regress. There is no pause. Either your habits elevate you or they erode you. That is why the elite are obsessed with daily standards. Because they know that success is not won in a year, it is won in the minutes. The minutes you waste, or the minutes you use to sharpen. And sharpening yourself is painful. It means embracing feedback. It means sacrificing comfort. It means having the courage to look yourself in the mirror and say, this isn't enough, I must be better. That is not self-hatred. That is self-respect. Because you know there is more in you, and you refuse to leave it untapped. You do not rise for trophies. You rise because you must. Because playing small is a sin. Because hiding your gifts is theft. From yourself, from your family, from the world. So you act. Not once, not when it's easy, every day. Because now, success is your identity, your way of being, your internal code. It flows through your decisions, your posture, your presence. People feel it before you speak. They sense your control, your clarity, your conviction. This is what happens when you make success your habit. You stop chasing, you become the thing you used to dream about. And in that moment, everything changes. You walk into rooms differently. You attract opportunities differently. You command life instead of reacting to it. This is what you were born for, not to be average, not to be forgotten, but to leave a mark, a legacy of discipline, courage, and relentless action. So now, take a vow, not to anyone else, not to me, to yourself. From this day forward, make success your standard, your non-negotiable, not something you dabble in, something you live. Set your alarm, not based on what's easy, but on what's necessary. Define your goals not by what's comfortable, but by what scares you. Approach each task, not with laziness, but with precision. Speak your vision not with hesitation, but with fire. Treat every hour, not as a placeholder, but as a seed of greatness. And when you feel tired, when you feel doubt, when you want to quit, remember this. You did not come this far to stop here. You did not rise just to fall. You did not break your limits just to return to the man you used to be. No, you came here to build a new standard, to set fire to mediocrity, to leave behind the excuses that once defined you. You are not here to be remembered as someone who had potential. You are here to be remembered as someone who realized it. Every habit you reinforce is shaping your future right now. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, belief over fear, purpose over distraction, you are writing your legacy. Not with words, with actions. And let me leave you with this. You don't have to be perfect, but you must be consistent. You don't have to move fast, but you must move forward. You don't have to have all the answers, but you must never stop asking more of yourself. And if you ever feel like giving up, good, because that means you're close. That means you are on the edge of transformation. And if you push through, if you persist just one more time, you will see a version of yourself you never knew existed. That version will not need motivation. He will be habitual victory personified. He will walk with quiet confidence. He will speak with earned certainty. And he will succeed, not once, not twice, but always, because he made success his habit. And now, so will you.